Welcome to Trading Lounge and the daily US stocks for Thursday, December 9, starting with Amazon here. And I like to look at this in, a few of the markets in a bullish and a bearish version as well. So with Amazon here, we're looking at wave 3 over here with a WXY to finish off wave 4, and we're still looking for another leg down here. We've got 3 moves here, and we're looking for a retracement back into this area here. So it may have topped out already, or another little push to the upside, and then a move down. Now, I can also count this here in 5 waves to the upside. So because we've got 5 waves here, and we've got 3 waves here, we need to be careful that the market doesn't push to the upside. So we need to be ready for that. So what I was thinking with this little move up through here, once it does top out, it will pull back, and maybe Thursday will be the bearish day. And if that's the case, well, then we can look to go long over here. So it won't be ready today, but it may be ready tomorrow, because we'll need that second high, or at least that high there, to work on the long side. So we're going to have a look at both counts. Where are we here? So maybe 100 ticks, which is this one here. So this is this one here, where we've got an A and a B and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here for the C of W, and then an A and a B and a C wave up here further. And in fact, that can be moved down here to this one in there, actually, for that, and that would leave that 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. It may be topped out already here. So if you see the market drop below here, then you know the top is in place there, okay? But otherwise, we'll see another little push and then down from that point. But coming down, we need to be careful of this as well, because this little move here can be counted as an impulse wave. And as I was mentioning, which we'll be looking at next, is that, if we consider this a wave 1 up here, and then an A and a B and a C for wave 2 pulling back, 50% or whatever, then it leaves us with this high here exposed for long trades. But we're going to look at that in a bit more detail. So going short, you'll just need to be a little bit careful on the 10-tick chart. I think that I've got this count, so bringing a bit more data. So yeah, so basically in this one here, I'm just keeping an eye on it, as you know, wave 1 here with an A and a B and a C down here for wave 2. Now, I do have the indices also in this pattern as well, and we need to validate those particular counts as well. So we're not ready for a long trade setup here just yet, but it is looking quite good. I can count this as 1 and 2 here, then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 for the third wave, fourth wave, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the third, the fourth wave here, and I still need that fifth wave here. So I still need a little push just to take us, another nip in a little high here. But once we've got that, then we can look at a corrective move back, and then up at that point. So this will probably set up tomorrow on the Friday, and we can look to go long at that point. We just need to be prepared for it. If it was going to be bearish, then on this retest here, it would come back and check it at that point, and then you can look to go short at that point. So you'd need that 3,500. So we need the 3,500 as a resistance here. So the market would come down, bounce, go through it. It may go back up above the level, but eventually if it locks under here, then you've got that low and that low to short on, and you can refine it to that low. You may get a nice clean cut like this here at the 3,500. But at the same time, we've got to look on the bullish side as well. So on the bullish side, we can either look at it like, it won't be like that. It'll be more like this here. So we'll look at this as wave 1 here with an A and a B and a C wave here, and then moving up here, taking that top out in that case. So we'll get to that tomorrow, so we don't have to worry about it today. As I mentioned yesterday and the day before, we need these tops here in the S&P and the NASI and the stocks to finish their little move up and roll over, and then let's see what we've got here. Can we count it as 5 waves in any of the cases, or do we need to play it as corrective? But we didn't want to get FOMO'd here, and we just needed to be patient. So we still need to be patient, but as you can see, this last session has shown weakness, so it's basically, profit taking's going on and so on. So we just need it to roll over a little bit further, and then we can make a choice on that. So, Amazon was one of the, one of the sort of more bullish ones. This market here, this is a daily chart. We don't really look at Alphabet on the daily chart that much. But once again, we're looking for a move down for wave 4, so an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave here for wave 4. Looking forward to pull back to the wave 4 of one lesser degree. That would make sense. Now, even if this market continued to the upside here, then I still wouldn't trade it long until I had the first high above the level in place and then a pullback as well. So I'm not going to chase that up there because I know exactly what's going to happen, and it's going to fold back on us. So we want something like that, we want some sort of pattern at the level that we can, work to go on the long side. Obviously that's hindsight, and nothing wrong with hindsight. I know people bag hindsight, but I think there's lots of lessons in it if you can absorb it deeply enough. So let's just cruise in here for a moment. We'll go to the 100 ticks and then 10 ticks here. So in a nutshell, this is what we're looking for. Wave 3 here with an ABC down for the A wave and ABC back up for the B wave here. And yeah, sure, it looks strong. I understand that. And it could also be counted impulsive as well, but we'll just allow it to play out. I mean, this first leg down here plays out nicely as a bullish corrective pattern. So, it can take that top out because we've got an A and a B and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here for the C wave of A here. But yeah, I mean, I can't really put that there. I could, but it's just be a little bit short because it hasn't come back to this wave 4. Do you know what I mean? But I might have the whole count wrong. I mean, shit, who hasn't been wrong before? But even so, if it did push up through here, I would still want to see some sort of, corrective moves that I can move in on, so to speak, Let's just go to the 10-tick chart here. So from this A wave here, this is how I've got it counted here with an A and a B, and then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. So we may have a top in place here, and we could come down through here. But at the same time, coming down here, I mean, you could probably squeeze a bullish count out of that without too much problems. So obviously the support's going to be down here, and that's a long way away as well for an ABC correction. So, but look, the only thing I can say here is in a trend, there's a beginning, a middle, and an end. And this is the beginning here, the building process. This is the middle here. This is what we always try to catch as traders. And then there's the end. So it's pointless going long in the end here. I mean, what you're looking at here is not what you get next. You always get the opposite of what you're looking at. So, yeah, there's nothing really to see here. The only sort of place this could go, it could go up a little bit, but more likely it's likely to, to roll over at this point. Let's cruise along here. So with Apple here, we've been looking at wave 4 here with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 1 and 2 here, then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 the third wave, fourth wave, and fifth wave moving up through here. We've been long in these moves here, so we should be taking profit now as well. We can see the last bar has moved up here, but it's on very low volume, so there's not much wind in the sails at that point, so it will be running out and will also fold back as well. Let's just check on the tick chart here. So there's two things I wanted to talk about here, is that I've always had this as wave 3 here, with an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave. And there's a good case for C wave because we've got 5 waves here, a bit of an overlap on wave 4 and 1, so that could bag that situation. But we went long here and here and here anyway, took part percentage here and looking to take profit at this point. Now, if I have this here as the A wave, the B wave, and the C wave as wave 4 here, then you can clearly see we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. We've got 5 waves, so that could be the end of it. However, if wave 4 needs to go over here because I've made a mistake, and there's a very good case for that too, because this is lower than this here, then this would be wave 1 here and 2 here, and then the 5 waves up here would be wave 3 at that point. And then wave 4 and then wave 5. So that's also possible as well. So I'll just put that wave 3 thing here so we know. And that it's if it does pull back for wave 4 and I can figure it out, well, then we'll trade that last little bit up there. But we've had our piece of the pie with all of this, so I'm okay with that. Do you know what I mean? So once again, I haven't pulled apart this trend here, but I can see that it's close to the end. Yeah, we just need to see how this plays out. At this point here, if it's going to pull back, it will pull back to the 38.2% or the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree. So I'll put that. I can still see that's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to go up further. So how far do I want to take that? I'll just take it there and you can adjust it anyway. I mean, that leaves us at the 38.2% and the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree in here. So, you know, on the Thursday, it could pull back into this space here. Yeah, so apart from that, I mean, it's obviously bullish and we don't want to fight the trend, but I did mention about taking profits here, so we may be out at this point. I'll just shove that over there somewhere. And that there, and that there. I mean, if you're in this at the moment, then just put the stop under this low here, because it's either going to push up to 180 or 178 or something of that nature. Yeah, it still wants to climb a little bit. Anyway, it's bullish, basically, and it hasn't turned yet. But that's okay. Yeah, I don't know how to resolve that. Okay, so I'm unsure about that. So I'm just going to leave that. But if you're in this and you get to 178, you're going to start to see the bids being hit, and there will be a correction at this level here that will get hammered at the 180. Always call 8 a profit taking number, and you'll see that if you watch the market depth a bit. Yeah, so just to recap, it could move up here further for all of that without any problems, because I don't know how to resolve that. This here does count down as 5 waves. It can count down as 5 waves. So it's possible that is the low there. I just don't know which one is which. So I'll leave it at that. With Square, we've been searching for a low down here. I can have a low in if I look at this, well, I have to call this a WXY as well, but I've only from here, see from this point here, I can count 5 waves down here. That's all pretty sweet. Corrections in 3, and then this move down here so far, we could go 1 and 2 here and 3 here, and then back for 4 and down for 5 here, or I could count it slightly different. We can have a low in here, but we can also look at this rallying to this point and then having another low in here as well. It doesn't really matter. I'm not going to go long here unless I get a support on top of 200, this major trading level. So I need to see a classic trading levels pattern here. So it'll be the arrival, which we've got already. It'll be the reaction here. We'll need the first high above the level, and then we'll need the ABC pattern here, and then we can go long at that point. So I'm not ready to do this just yet. We're going to go in now and have a little bit more detail on that. We're going to be ready for it, but it's not quite there just yet. So off the low here, we've been counting it up. So we've got a little impulse wave here. We can count it as wave A or wave 1, and then back for wave 2 or B in here. And then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then going up for 5 here. So probably 1 and 2 is probably a little bit more to go in there. Not that it matters to us at this stage. It would be nice if it hit on the 200. That would make good reading for this. So it can go an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave up here, and then just drop from that point and come back down. Okay, that would be the A, the B wave, which is not there, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the C wave, and then down at that point. Now, apart from that, if it's going to turn bullish, we want to see the move from the low coming up to wave 5 here in 5 waves. So that will give us our first impulse wave off the low. So in that case, we could look at this as wave 1 here, and then we can just copy that now and put that in there as wave 2. And then we can look at this as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the third wave. The fourth wave is likely to come roughly back to the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree here. In that instance there, so we'll go wave 4 and then wave 5 to the upside. So I'm hoping this climbs up a little bit higher here, so we get a nice reaction from that number. You know, it would be nice if we get the arrival, the reaction, the first high above the level, and then the ABC pattern over here, and then it's at this point we can go long. We can buy the pullback here further too, but the main point here is that we get an impulse wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we don't have that just yet, so we don't want to get caught in the risk is too high at this point to get in. If we'd bought down here, then that's okay. We've caught the third wave and yada yada yada, but buying you know, up here at this stage is just not on. So we just need to be patient for that. And Facebook. So there's two things here that I want to talk about today. Is that I was looking at this being sort of getting 5 waves down through here, but it just appears we've got 1 and 2 and 3 here, and I was looking for wave 4 to go back and then come down, but it's moved higher, so we've got this as an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave for wave Y here. But I have pulled this apart here, and I think that it's okay to get 5 waves down here, so we can have a low in place here. So once again, like Amazon and Square that we just looked at, we may be getting 5 waves from this current from this current low up here. And if we do get 5 waves up here, we still need to wait for the ABC pullback in here for this before going higher here, and we need to go long over here for that. So like I mentioned yesterday, with all of these, we needed to wait for them to move up further and then roll over. And I was looking at Friday at being long at that point, or late Thursday afternoon in the bullish weekly cycle. Let's just go in and have a look at all of this here, and we'll look at both sides of the market. So on the 100 ticks, we've got this as coming up here as an A and a B, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here for wave C of B, and then we can look at this to move lower at that point. But as I mentioned, we need to also look at this as a impulse wave to the upside, and it'll top out a bit here somewhere, and then we'll see some sort of, you know, ABC pattern, and then we can go long from that point. So we just need to be aware of that. You know, we don't want to miss that. So we're working this trend up here on the tick chart. I have relabeled it a little bit to just get this in here first. Okay. So yesterday, it looks a bit complicated here, but just hang in there for a second. So we'd had it as an A wave, a B wave, and then I had it as 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I was working it all the way up here, but I've changed that count now. But I've put wave 1 here and 2 here and 3 here and 4 here and going up for 5. So it does look like we still need to see a little bit more of a movement to the upside to finish that off. But that wasn't bothering me. It was this move down through here that I wanted to talk about a bit. So because I only could get, it's a bit hard to read through here, but I could only get 3 waves down here for this, so it made it a little bit difficult here. So my mistake, I just want to talk about my mistake I think that I made. We can have 5 waves from here down to here, and I'm going to show you that on the 5-tick chart in a moment, but I want to show you my mistake here, because I counted this down as 1 and 2 here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here for the 3rd wave, the 4th wave, and the 5th wave. But what I think, another way I could do this to get my 5 waves down here, and I've had a look at this on the 5-tick chart, as wave 3 here, and 4 here, and 5 here for this, creating wave 1 here, and then looking at copying that and putting wave 2 here, and then starting again here, copying this as wave 1 here and 2 here. So basically a slightly different configuration, but like I said, I have pulled this apart and I kind of feel okay about it. It's on 5 ticks, and yeah, so this is why I've counted it down, just shooting the breeze here really. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 for 1, ABC for 2, down for 1, back for 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 3rd wave, 4th wave, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 3rd, 4th here, and then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. A bit small for the 4th wave here. One would normally put that as the 4th wave, but I've been through it all. It kind of fits okay, and it does leave me with 5 waves at the end here. So I can get 5 waves down here. We can have wave 4 in place down here, and that means that we would need to look at this as an impulse wave here. But as an impulse wave, let's see if we get Thursday as being the bear day, and then we can, if that is the case, then we can go long above here. So tomorrow we'll look at this in a bit more detail and see if we get a bit of a turn here in the next session. I mean, this trend here will have profit taking at some point, and expect it to happen quite nicely across. A good place forward is the 330, because it's the top of group 1, so we've got 300, 10, 20 and 30 is all of group 1, and also 2 we're meeting apart from the 50-60% retracement level. Let's just have a little look at that. So roughly there, so we're right on the 61.8%, so that's another thing. But also too, the more importantly is this block here. This block here would be the supply block, you know, that's what's pinning it down at that point. Yep. So I'll just leave it there, and we're going to pick all this up tomorrow, and hopefully we will either be looking for tomorrow we'll be looking for, Friday we'll be looking for long trades and short trades. We'll need to be flexible. Okay, so Tesla. So Tesla, I've got 5 waves down here. So if we get 5 here, that means after a correction we'll get another 5. So we've got 1 and 2 here and 3 here, and so I'm looking for wave 4 here and then wave 5 down. But this is starting to move up a bit higher. It's moving up on lower volume. These 2 bars here. This volume bar is lower than this one, and this one is lower than that one. So we've got divergence there. So for a trend to be a trend, it needs increasing volume, but we're getting diminishing volume in this move up. So I know that it's weak, and we should just kind of continue to wait for it. Do I need to relabel this in a different way? That's the question. Because we could have this in a different way. We could have, like, just as an example, if it does move up higher, then we'll need to look at it, just keeping it really simple here just for a moment. We could look at it as a B wave over here for that, and an A wave here, and a B wave on this low here in 3 waves, and a C wave over here with a B wave here, and then this guy moves over here for this as the C wave. So an A and a B and a C here, and then down for wave 4. So it could be something of that nature. So that's the trouble with wave 4s. They can just kind of, double in size. So we need to be careful about things. But I won't go there yet with that, just pointing it out. Because if we do get a move up here, we'll have to consider something of that nature, So let's just see if this thing falls out of bed, which would be helpful. Let's just go to 100 ticks here. So yeah, so I've got it sort of labelled in a couple of different ways. We've been looking for, let's just get in a bit more data here. So from the top here, we've been looking down for wave 1 and 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down here for this as wave 3, and then I've been looking for wave 4 to pull back. Now with this wave 4 pulling back, there's a couple of things that are going on here that need to be mentioned. This little horizontal line here, that's the 38.2% retracement level. This other little horizontal line is the 50%, and we're going above the 50% now, so that kind of raises flags. And then thirdly, we're overlapping, it looks like we're starting to overlap the low of wave 1 at this point. We've just overlapped it now, so that really breaks that down at that point. So I can hold the wave 4 there for, you know, for today, so to speak, and we can go for maybe one more little high, but and I'm looking at that as wave A here, and ABC for the A wave, the B wave, and then all the way up for the C wave here. So yeah, I'll just keep it there for a bit longer, but it is looking kind of, it does count better as being an impulsive structure, which I also have here with wave 1 and 2 here, and 3 and 4 here, and I can put this wave 5 over here. Just look at this as 1 and 2 here, and 3 and 3, 4, 5, but I don't particularly like that as well. So I just want to see what happens in the next session. So as I mentioned, this trend to the upside needs to be rebalanced. It's hitting its 50-60% retracement level, so we should see it top out in the next session and also roll over a little bit. So yeah, but a bit of an issue here. The other point here, just as I made on the bigger picture, we can look at this as the A wave up here, then an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave down here for the B wave, and then come higher up here for the C wave, for the B wave, and then go down from that point. So there's a few issues here with this. Sorry I don't have it sort of resolved, but I was hoping to see weakness. I am seeing weakness in the volume because, as I just mentioned, the move up here is on low volume, very low volume. So it could finish one more little high here and roll over at that point. Let me just check on that. It's probably wave 1 here and back for wave 2 at that point. It would still leave this 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's still got like two little sort of moves here to finish off there at least. So I'll just leave that for a moment. And if it drops back here, if it drops back on the Thursday, it will give us a long trade setup and a short trade setup for Friday. So that's what we'll look for there. And with Microsoft, we're looking at Microsoft in two ways. We're looking at wave 3 up here and back for wave 4. And we're also looking at it with wave 1 to the upside there, with wave 1 and coming back for as an A and a B and a C for wave 2. So this could also, this move up here, we're looking for it to finish off basically and roll back. So if it's going to be bullish, we want an impulse wave up there, and then we want to pull back, and then we can go long above the top there. Of course, we can get a better position than that, but that's what we've been looking for. So all of this over the last couple of sessions, we've been looking for this to just sort of top and turn here. Obviously there's all those open and closes here and here. I always look for those because there's something important going on at that point, and obviously it's playing out here for that. So we're tracking 2 counts on this market as well. So first of all is the let's just go back a little bit further. So from the top here, we're looking at a WXY here for a W, and then we're looking for the X wave up here, coming to this box here. We're in the box now, we'll talk about that in a minute. And if this is the case, then we're going to see that move down into this space. If this is going to be bullish, if I can just draw it over here, well then we'll be looking for 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 up here, and then an A and a B and a C wave here, and then we'll go long from that point. And if the market moves up from that point, well, then we're fine at that stage. But we need to, as I mentioned yesterday, we just need to wait, and we're just really setting up for Friday in all of this. Cleaning a few things up I don't need. Probably don't need that either. Don't need those. Too many objects on the chart, so. Yeah, I mean, the thing down here, we only ended up with 3 waves down at this point. That's why we've gone over to this side. I'll double check all of that. Sorry, just talking to myself. So this move to the upside here, it is possible to have a top in play at this point, and then we come down, down, down. So if you wanted to short this in the next session, you kind of really want this number here as a wave 4 here. This is the 38.2% retracement level at this stage as well, just in there. I'll just get rid of that. So any move below that, if this rallies up here and then drops down here, well, then you start looking for the short trade, right? But you would need the first leg down, and then you would need that, right? So don't chase the breakout. It's the retest that you're looking for, really. And then that will confirm the next move down at that point. If this market has a bit of a rally and moves up into this space here, right, then we'll be looking for an A and a B and a C wave to be going long at that point. So we're looking for Friday to get to be long or short in these markets. That's pretty much it, really, because we wanted to wait for this move up to mature and and give us what we need at this point. So we're not quite there yet. And Friday will dictate what Monday's doing. So if Friday closes strong, then Monday will follow through. If Friday is bearish, well, then Monday's going to be bearish. So let's just see what gets delivered at this point for Microsoft. And let's have a look at the banks. So this is just Morgan's here, and I originally had this here as the A wave here, and then I had the B wave sitting over here and so on, and I thought, well, you know, the share market is rallying into wave Bs. Do we need to put this over here and look at this as an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave up here? But it really, you know, struggled to move up there, so we might put that back there, and then that would leave that as 1 and 2 here, and then coming down for wave 3 at that point, you know. So yeah, I mean, I don't see any reason why you can't short under here, or perhaps get a bit closer to that as well. I mean, it does look correct. All this here looks corrective, bullish, I mean bearish. So yeah, anyway, I'll leave that with you. Obviously, you'll be working the 165. You'll need to leave your stop above that. So probably 167. And don't put it at 7. You want to go above that. So like 37. So 167.37 above subgroup 1, which would be 30. So you'd be pretty safe at that point. Keep it above that gap anyway, probably. And then on the short side here, you really want the 60 to become the retested resistance, and then you can trade down to the 50 and exit at that point, or just before it, really. Once you start hitting 53, 52 and 51, you're entering group 1. It will get very bouncy in there, so you might want to take some profit off the table at 153.33, because that's subgroup 1 and then micro group 1 as well, all the three. So that's where it starts bouncing. Anyway, that's that. So let's just wait. We've, as I mentioned yesterday and the day before, we're just going to wait until Friday, and yeah, we couldn't catch a lot of this on a lot of markets. You know, we got Apple and one or two others, but yeah, now that this has matured, we're just going to wait for Friday, Thursday night. I'm going to do the video Thursday tomorrow after the close. Then we'll start refining these setups, so we'll get set up for the Friday to catch the next trend, be that lower or be that higher. I haven't looked at the indices yet. I can see that they're doing the same things as well. So they're all kind of topping now as well, and we kind of expected that. We expect some weakness to come into the S&P and the NASI, and we're basically seeing that. There's still a bit more room for a bit of upside, but they can also turn lower shortly as well. Okay, I'll do those now. Okay, cheers.